we are happy to welcome Emilee Moore onto Break the Business. Hello, Emilee.
Hello, how's it going?
It is going very, very well. What a treat to be speaking with you. We got lots of questions about the hot air balloon and why that didn't scare the hell out of you the way it did. It would have me and Elisa. But first, you have a story about meeting Nick Jonas that I think we need to just share with all of the SiriusXM subscribers. I know it's incredibly embarrassing for you. We're hoping that you can just help us out here and bare your soul a little bit for a really good story.
Met Nick Jonas. How bad could that have possibly gone?
That's fair, yeah.
This is the best way to start this interview. Thank you for doing that. So I did meet Nick Jonas. I was working out of a studio with an artist at the time, and the Jonas Brothers had just gotten back together. So they were kind of secretly recording in this studio. And so we would go in early because we were not the special artists of the team. We would go early to get the big rooms to record in before the real artists came in. And we were working there, and then one of the studio managers came in and said, "Oh, the Jonas Brothers are on their way. So we need you to get out of this room and go to one of the smaller, less significant rooms." And so in my head, I was thinking, oh, they're not here yet because they said on the way. So I walk out into the main kitchen area, and Nick Jonas is there. And I was not expecting it. And then I, in a split second, was like, well, I have to do something. I can't be this weird person that's just looking at him. So we were across the kitchen from each other, and I just tried to say, like, hey, how's it going? And I choked on my spit, and then I started coughing, and I couldn't stop myself. And it was funny because I needed to throw something out in the kitchen. So I was walking towards this garbage can that was kind of closer to him. So I'm coughing, and I'm trying to get over to this garbage can, and he moved away from me. Around the room, and then I just ran into the studio that I was supposed to go in, and I hyperventilated for like half an hour. But it was okay because we ended up meeting all of them the next day, and it was very like normal and nice, so I was able to redeem myself. But yeah, that was great. That was fun for me.
Honestly, I don't think you come off as bad in this story as Nick Jonas was, because as far as he knows, like, you're dying. And does he call for help? Does he administer aid? No, he's, I got to get away from this person. Oh my God.
Exactly.
Like, well, I mean, Nick.
Yeah. I didn't want it to seem like I was trying to cause a scene because he was there, and I was afraid it was going to come off across that way. So it worked out. It was fine. Let's just forget about it.
All right. Thank you. Right. So you got the idea of this transaction, right? You bared your soul. You gave us an embarrassing story, and now we just get to just send a bunch of praise your way for the rest of this interview because we are fans, Emilee. We love what you do on TikTok. We love your music. It is delightful. It is powerful stuff, and we love the videos you make as a creator. Just a lot to like about Emilee Moore. People, definitely check her out at her TikTok platform at emilee.moore. Can you talk a little bit about what TikTok has meant for you as a creator? What was your career like before you discovered this platform, and kind of what has it become since?
Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, thank you. That was very nice of you to say. TikTok has been really valuable and really important to me. I think like early on when my videos were getting like 200 views, I probably wouldn't say the same thing, but I think it's definitely, it's different now. You have access to so many people as an artist, and like, before TikTok came along and before I was really using TikTok, it was a lot harder to get my music out there, and it was a lot harder to just be a creator in general. There's a lot of different ways and different approaches that you had to take versus being able to just upload videos and kind of hope that the algorithm favors you and gets it out there. And so I really appreciate what TikTok has done for me and all of the whole community that I've been able to create on there, with specifically Up in the Sky. And just, yeah, it's been awesome. I'm super grateful for it.
All right, let's talk about Up in the Sky since you brought it up, because safe to say that video was the day that you no longer had to worry about getting 200 views on a post ever again. Let me lay out the beginning of the story as I understand it, and then you can take the listeners from there. So it's in 2020, you lost your grandmother to COVID. And to help you work through your grief, you made this quick little video on TikTok last year where you took the melody of the theme song from the movie Up, this beautiful melody that we all know well, and you made your own lyrics to it. You sang those lyrics to it as just like a little video, just, wasn't overproduced or anything, just you singing on a microphone. And to call the reaction to that video big would require quite the gift for understatement. Can you take us to what it was like immediately after you posted that video? Like what was those next few hours, days for you?
Yeah. It was a lot. Like, I didn't fully expect that. It really did blow up in the most viral way possible. And it was a lot. Like, it's a lot to think of that many people seeing me and seeing something that I wrote and hearing my voice and everything. So it was very powerful. I think it like reaffirmed that was something special, and I knew that there was something special to that I wanted to share, and I knew that it would connect in some way. It was just a matter of time. And so it was really powerful. And just to hear, like, I think the biggest thing was having people comment and also like DM me stories of their own loss, and just being able to connect in that way. It was a lot of emotions for me. I think, like, for a few weeks it was very overwhelming, but it was also such a powerful thing to be able to connect with people on such a deep level, and I think the fact that song and that video was able to, in a way, without say like, I'm here for you, you're not alone in your grief, I know what you're feeling, and people felt like comfortable to be able to share their stories with me, was just so special. So very grateful for that.
And that video wasn't just a single moment in time either. Really, it was the beginning of a journey that you took all of us on, where it started with that video that was an unexpected viral sensation for you. How did it go from that to you being, up in a hot air balloon making the highest altitude music video that has probably ever been recorded?
It was a journey for sure. I knew within like a matter of weeks of writing that song and putting out lots of different TikToks about it, putting the actual song out, I knew that a hot air balloon video was something that I would want to do, because it's just so on theme to the actual movie. And then I just thought it would be so impactful to do something special like that, to be able to sing to my grandma, all of these different things. And so it was just a matter of time of trying to put that together. And so it took a few months after the song had come out to actually go and shoot that video and get it all together. And then it took another several months to get it all sorted and edited. But I knew it was something from the beginning that I wanted to do. And so to be able to actually say that it did happen is quite surreal and special. Yeah.
It's just beautiful. We have many more questions about your videos and kind of what you've done since, and just seeing your career grow. It's really inspiring, but I kind of want to take the first ever Break the Business craft break, because It is my understanding, Emilee, that you are a big fan of crafting. I cannot say that I share that interest. However, my distinguished colleague, Elisa Rockdock, is a crafting machine, and I feel like we need to just defer things over to her, where you all can just talk about crafting for a bit.
Let's do it.
So all I got was like DIY crafts. I want to know what is your art? What is your craft?
I love making collages. So that's like one thing. And you'll see that in a lot of like my early songs that I put out. A lot of the artwork is like collages that I made, which is kind of cool. And then I love doing like kind of calligraphy stuff on canvases. That's like super random. But yeah, I went through like a phase of that. I used to do like arm knitting. I don't know, like, with like the big chunky, I would make scarves. So I love doing like any sort of craft things, anything that I can incorporate into my videos now too. Like I just made, you'll see on my TikTok, like a massive mic out of like bubble wrap and a bunch of other stuff. I don't know. It's just fun. It's fun to like craft things and create things. What do you like to make?
I'm a huge like bullet journaler, like an aesthetic bullet journaler, like a lot of penmanship stuff. I will color code my notes. I doodle just the whole bit. I have my IKEA cart with all my pens and things.
I love it.
It is a vibe, but it's kind of cool because I feel like I made a YouTube video once kind of incorporating the bullet journaling thing as part of a YouTube thing. The idea that you're incorporating another bit of your art into your music, I think is really cool, because I feel like it makes it so that artists aren't necessarily like one dimensional, like all I do is music. It's like, no, I'm actually like a fully fledged human being. I'm an artist. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of artists too. Like, I think if you really dive in, like most artists are creative in a lot of different ways. And it's just so fun to be able to do that as well as an outlet also with my music and everything. So even these headphones, I don't know if you can tell, but they're spray painted green and there's like denim. They used to be black, but I had to create them a little fancier for the next era of things. So yeah, it's fun.
That is
I also
delightful.
taped this light on my wall. I drew in chalk the shape. I don't know. It's just, yeah.
Wow.
I'm like ruining my apartment one day at a time with my crafts.
And to Elisa's point, because I think it's a really important one, there is a lot of value that artists can gain in sort of early in their career, taking inventory of all the things that you're good at, other than just, oh, I can sing really well or I can play an instrument really well. Yeah. What are the other skills, abilities, interests that you have that you can weave into your art to not only make your creative output more interesting, but more importantly, to let your fans know the three-dimensional person that you are, to give them a window into all the things about you that make you interesting. And so the fact that you identified that pretty early on, Emilee, and said, I'm going to take this crafting part of myself and incorporate it into my music and make my TikToks, more interesting and exciting. Because if you're gonna thrive on TikTok, you gotta have that three-dimensional element. You have to let people almost as a necessity know what else you're into and what else you're good at, because they want to know that stuff, because people crave authenticity on that platform.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's fun to be able to do so many different things and not just be one person doing one thing.
Yeah. And you use TikTok really well as a musician, beyond just the one viral moment, right? Like, one of the things that I love that you do with the platform, and this is something I'm always trying to encourage musicians to do on their own TikTok channels, is creating sort of little mini series of content within your channel. Like, you have one recurring thing on your channel where you are trying to get on the Kelly Clarkson show. And you have another one that you're doing right now that I think is awesome, where you are trying to get Ed Sheeran to feature on a song with you by having people who look like Ed Sheeran perform songs with you until it gets Ed Sheeran's attention. You had another one where you were trying to fill a large stadium with a song. Like, those kind of segments are great. Can you talk about your experience in sort of putting those together and how that's helped your channel?
For sure. Yeah, I think it's important as a creator to do things that people want to come back for. And so creating series where they can connect with that, every day or every week or whatever it is, and they can keep coming back and they can be excited about what's coming next is so important. And so I found a lot of success with that. And I think it just makes for more of a community on the app than just like one-off videos and one-off people just seeing the video. So that's been really special for me. And it's just fun to do something that's a little more engaging and something that I can build out. So the Kelly Clarkson series alone was like very, very impactful just in terms of views. And I got to go to her birthday show, which was cool as a part of that. And so we'll see if Ed Sheeran hops on my song. Yes, we'll see.
Hopefully it will go better than your Nick Jonas interaction.
Oh my gosh, yeah. But maybe that's a thing I can do again. Maybe it'll get a little more attention. Maybe, you never know.
That's
and then
true.
I can just meet him the next day and it can be normal.
You know what? I'm kind of turning around this. I think you have to turn into the skit a little bit, like just completely collapse in front of him.
Okay, perfect.
Just faint. He has to like resuscitate you like that. You got, I think you had the right idea with Nick Jonas. You just didn't go far enough.
Right. Yes. Take it to the next level.
Exactly. All right. The other thing with your videos that's, it seems kind of obvious, but, is always important, is just how well put together they are. Really well shot, really well edited. Can you give us a little bit of a window into what your video making process looks like? I feel like the viewers and listeners could learn a little bit from that process.
For sure. Yeah. All of the videos on my channel are either edited by me or my producer, Xander. And so we work together closely on all of that stuff. And I think just the goal is to like make it fun, make it exciting, make it engaging, and not take anything too seriously. Of course, with Up, it was more important to be more serious for certain things. But overall, just creating fun, exciting things. I think one of the things that I noticed on the Kelly Clarkson series that I did was someone commented, "This is my favorite TV show," and that made me really happy because it's kind of it's like creating something that like is exciting enough that people want to come back for more. It's like your favorite TV show that you want to binge watch, and so we try with everything that we create on there to make it emotional, to make it a story, to make it engaging. And that's kind of the goal with every edit that we make.
That is the best. Is there a better feeling on TikTok than when you're just scrolling for your For You page and then that particular subgenre of somebody's channel pops in, that recurring segment you've fallen in love with, and just a new one comes up?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I love it.
It's the best.
Yes. So good. Or if you're waiting for the part 2 on something and then finally you get it and you didn't like follow along, you just love it.
There's this one beekeeper I've been following that was having drama with the queens in his hives, and I was like riveted. I was like, I need to know what is happening with these bees.
Just refreshing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Elisa, I don't think I've done you justice by only having you ask crafting questions so far. If there's anything else you wanted to ask Emilee before we move forward, I feel like we would all benefit from your insight here.
Well, this might also be like kind of a lead-in, potentially to the last question of the show. But based on conversations that we've been having, and I'm sure things that you've been seeing about social media and how different platforms have kind of fallen off, is how are you kind of managing TikTok, being such a huge source of success? But is that necessarily, your kind of only platform? Are we multi-platforming stuff? How do you kind of see your connection to social media going forward with all of this kind of chaos that seems to be swirling around us?
For sure. Yeah. I mean, I think it's important to be on multiple platforms. I do have a following on Instagram as well, and people connect in different ways on there. It's obviously a different platform than TikTok, but it's still been powerful for that sort of thing. And then I do focus on YouTube for some of the bigger ideas and YouTube shorts. And so I think it's important as an artist to just like pick which platforms. You don't have to do everything, but pick which ones you feel like are necessary to your stuff, and like make sure that you're feeding the communities on all of those. And if one goes away, that's okay. There's another one, and there will be something that comes next. And it's just important to stay true to like what you're trying to do, and adapt as quickly as you can to whatever new comes along. But I'm just hoping that TikTok and Instagram stick it out for a little while longer, and then we'll see what comes next.
Well, what comes next for you, or what you're working on right now, or have released, I should say, your newest song, If I Don't Have You. So staying in the magical world of Pixar, you set lyrics to the Finding Nemo theme, and put out this really, really terrific song, which I believe just dropped recently. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Can you tell everybody about your new track?
For sure. Yeah, I actually wrote this song. I wrote this song after I wrote Up in the Sky, but it was kind of still around the time that I was doing lots of stuff for Up in the Sky. So it's also about my grandma. And it just kind of felt right to kind of have those two songs together. They're kind of like a pair that goes together. People really love that one on TikTok as well. And so it just felt right to have both of those out in the world as a pair together, and to just provide kind of an alternative version if people prefer Finding Nemo more, and they are experiencing grief or just need that comfort. I really wanted to put that song out as well. So yeah, I love both of them together, and I feel like that song is really special to me too, in the same way that Up in the Sky is.
Special to all of us. We really appreciate you making these beautiful pieces of art that we get to enjoy all the time now. You can find out more about our guest's work by checking out @Emilee.more on TikTok and checking out her new single, If I Don't Have You, on all the streaming platforms. This has been a blast, Emilee. Before we let you go, one last question for you. Do you have any last tips for the indie creators out there to help them move their careers forward?
I guess I would say do the hard thing, do the
Mm.
difficult thing. I think it's just so much more rewarding than maybe doing the same thing over and over. I think with the Up in the Sky video, hot air balloon video, that was very difficult for me to put together with the team that I was working with. It took a long time, but the reward of people connecting so deeply with the song, the reward of honoring so many lives with that song and with the video on the hot air balloon was so impactful and so powerful. And just to be able to create even more of a community, even more people listening to the song and caring about the music was so, so powerful. And I would do it all again. I will be doing more things all again, but I would just say do the difficult thing, challenge yourself, do things that are innovative and exciting for your followers and for your communities. And the reward, it will come in time.
Love that. Emilee, this has been a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on the show this week. Don't be a stranger, all right? We'd love to have you on again real soon. Please stay in our universe.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for having me. This was
All right.
awesome.
Hey.